शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तः स्थमेश्वरम्।
There are two worlds, one which we see by our naked eyes, the second which is unseen, the area of God. In the seen world, the laws are working, but in the field of God, there is no law. It is love, it is mercy. And in love and mercy, there is no law, and it is above law. So there are two fields. One is the field of karmas, of action and reaction, of as you sow, so as you reap. And there is another world, another field, the field of God, the world of God, where there is no action and reaction, law is working. There is no as you sow, so as you reap, law is working. Where these bondages of karmas, they do not work. It is the area of compassion, area of love, area of forgiveness, area of mercy. In nature, there is no forgiveness. So there is a basic difference between the laws of nature and the field of God. Then there are some social laws. Social laws, natural laws, and then the field of God, law, where there is no law. It is not lawlessness, it is above law. The love is not lawless, but it is above law. In nature, there are three major differences. Let us see the difference between the social laws and the natural laws. In social laws, there is a fixed punishment. There is warning. Like you travel in the train, there is a warning affixed in the train that if you travel without ticket, you will be penalized by 500 rupees and maybe 6 months in imprisonment. So there is a warning, number one. Number two, the punishment is defined. And number three is that escape is possible. If the magistrate is not in the train and no conductor is there to take the notice of your being without ticket, then you can escape the punishment also. But in the natural laws, the laws of nature, number one, the punishment is not defined. If you break the law, then you may have any type of the punishment. Maybe you met some accident and lose 2 million of rupees. Maybe you fall sick and admitted to some big hospital and you lose a lot of money. Maybe your son dies. Maybe you have fire in your house, or you have a theft or some legal entanglement. So in the natural laws, there is no fixed punishment, number one. Number two, there is no warning. The fire doesn't say that I shall burn you. The ocean doesn't cry that I will sink you in myself and you will be dead if you jump in May. So in nature there are no warnings. The punishments are in varieties, not defined. The third point is that escape is not possible. In the laws of society, among the social laws, the escape was possible. But in natural laws, there is no possibility of escape. You have to get the punishment. If you are born blind, then it is sure that in your previous lives you would have made somebody blind because of the action and reaction working in this nature. The nature is a cosmos, not a chaos. It is governed by some inexorable laws, and certainly obedience to these laws may make you divine, may get you permanent happiness. So one are the social laws, the second are the nature's laws, and the third place, the third field is that of God, where there is no law, where there is only compassion, love, forgiveness, humility. Then it is the area above laws, above nature. And that is why it is said that God is trans in nature. So if you want to get the freedom from the bondages of karmas, if you want to make yourself free from the action and reaction bondages, then you have to enter your consciousness to the level of God. And in entering in that field, practicing unselfishness becomes most important. And that is why the scriptures, they stand and they advise that you must share with God whatever you have. Lord Krishna in Gita says that those who do not share with God, whatever the way they have earned the money, if they do not share with God, they are known as thief. Sahistein eva sah. The word stain has been brought in Sanskrit, which means a thief. In 3rd chapter, say verses 12. Then he also defines eating sin. The person who does not offer to God and he eats alone, he is a sinner. Bunjate tu agham papaye ye pachant atma karnat. He is a sinner who eats alone. You have to offer to God. Now by offering, you come nearer to your God. Now that offering is 10% from all your belongings, because you have 10 senses. In Sri Ramchitmanas, among the Hindu scriptures, the 10% has been brought because of the 10 senses. You want pleasure of this world through all your 10 senses to your mind. Thus you must share 10% because your deities, the gods, they are residing in all these 10 senses. So you must share so that they become introvert, so that you become nearer to your God. However, in Bible, the number 10 has been considered the magic number of multiplication. The first instance of tithing was in case of Abraham, who used to tithe 10% of whatever he got from the crop, from the cattle, etc. There was no symptom of sickness was found in the life of Abraham, who lived 175 years old life. And it is mentioned that he was the first millionaire in biblical times. And it is also mentioned that he fathered a son when he was 100 years of age. Like the rivers, they keep on going to the ocean, because the ocean gives to the clouds. The clouds, they keep on giving to the rivers, so they get from the ocean. The rivers, they give, so they get from the clouds. So it is the law of give and take is working in this nature. And if you can also follow this law and offering to God with love, with compassion, then your consciousness enters into the area of divinity and you are freed from the bondages of karmas. Where you give of your tithes is very important. It has to be offered to God. Now, where to get the God? I told there are two fields. One is the field of karmas, second is the field of God, where there is no law is working. It is the field of mercy. For example, the Supreme Court is to decide the punishments. It does the justice. And the President is above Supreme Court. Who can pardon? It is because of the mercy of the President. There is no law for mercy, for forgiveness, for love. But it is above law. So to enter into that field of God, one has to offer the tithings to God. Then the question arises where the God is to be seen. There have been some saints who could see their God even in dog, even in donkey. The famous Namdev, he could visualize Lord Krishna in a dog. And when dog ran after taking the bread from Rishi Namdev, then that saint also runs after the dog and he is praying, "Oh Krishna, my Lord, take some butter also with the bread," because he was watching Krishna in that dog. Eknath could watch Lord Shiva in a donkey who was bringing water, the pious water from Gangotri, the origin of Ganges, and going to Rameshwaram, such a long distance on barefoot. And in the way he finds a donkey in the month of May and June, the cute summer. He puts that pious water in the mouth of donkey because of the feeling that it was Lord Shiva whom he was offering. It reaches to him. When he reaches to Rameshwaram, then in that temple there was a tradition that the priest used to speak loudly that whose pious water has been accepted by Lord Shiva. And it is reported that Eknath's name was announced at number 1, although by that time he had no water. There was a famous Saint Rabia who could also visualize God in a dog. So there have been many saints and sages. Now till then, the state till you are not able to visualize God in all, you have to be very cautious that where your offerings are going to be. It may not necessarily be the largest religious organization or some big saint. It is the place or the organization from where you are receiving your spiritual help and inspiration. For example, you put the kerosene oil in that lantern which gives you the light. You pay to that doctor which treats you. You pay to your advocates who deals your case. You pay to that school where you send your child to be taught. So you have to offer to the place, the person or the organization from where you are receiving the spiritual help and inspiration. You would not go to one restaurant to be fed and try to pay to another. So you have to be very clear that where you have faith of divinity, faith of God, there you have to put your offerings, not with the concept of help, but with the concept of service, offerings out of love, whatever you have earned. And you have to feel inside, "Oh God, you have given me so much, and I am giving only 10% to you." So these offerings to be done to the place or the person or the organization from where you have been inspired, from where you have developed your faith. from which that place you are coming nearer to your being. The basic concept for giving is to bring you nearer to the field of God, so that you are freed from the bondages of karmas and you experience the divine love. Then you get all the pleasures of this life, and after that you enter into the abode of God. So for that purpose, you must ensure that through giving, through your offerings, to your place of enlightenment, your I and my they reduce. If you give out of help, then your I multiplies many times more. There are many people in this world who are giving, but they could not become the devotee of God. They could not be freed from the cycle of karmas because their ego increases. The act of same giving can increase the ego many times more and can also reduce the ego. It depends that how you are offering, to whom you are offering. If you want to help the poor, then naturally you will feel a sensation of ego, and you will always feel pity on those persons, the beggars, the poor, the blinds, the lames. Can you reduce your ego through your offerings? Not to help, but to offer. It is possible only if you offer to your source of enlightenment, where you have faith. There you can never feel that you have helped that person, to your so-called spiritual mentor or your guru. There you always feel that he has obliged me by accepting my offerings. Like in the temples, when you go, when you offer some prasad, sweet, etc., you do not feel that you have helped God. You feel that you have been obliged by accepting your offerings. Similarly, when you offer to this spiritual mentor, you must see that your ego reduces. Similarly, your mindness reduces. Because I and my, these are the two impurities of mind. To come in the field of God, to take your consciousness, to enter into the field of God, your I and my are to reduce. Now I reduces through meditation, and my reduces through distribution, detachment, selfless practicing. If you could offer this 10% from your all belongings, say, we say 1 hour in 24 hours, and from your food, at least 25%, 1/4 of the food which you eat, that should also be offered before you start eating in the service of God. Now these offerings will reduce your attachments with this world or the worldly objects, persons, situations, and you come nearer to God, enter your consciousness in the area of God where there is no law, there is grace, there is mercy, there is compassion, and there is love. That is how your consciousness is raised from this world to that world.
IASS has been publishing many books in various languages, video and audio cassettes, and other literature. Their demand in India and abroad has been increasing very fast. The sole purpose of Pujya Shri Akhilesh life is to serve mankind, to make them free from diseases, worries, fear and pangs of separation through the sadhana of Tap, Seva and Sumiran. Tap, Seva, Sumiran is a unique lifestyle for holistic development of human personality at physical, vital, mental, intellectual and spiritual planes. If you too want to change your life through Tap, Seva, Sumiran, you are welcome at our ashram or write at Badri Narayan Sevagram, Choti Panchli, Bagpat Marg, Meerut. Phone 0121 2439 032 and 2439 037.